Charles smiled as Anna approached, pride shining in his eyes. But just as Anna lifted the calabash, her vision blurred. The world tilted. Her hands trembled violently. The calabash slipped from her fingers and shattered on the ground. Palm wine splashed across Charles's pristine white outfit. Gasps rippled through the gathering. "Anna!" Mama Anna screamed, rushing forward. Everything began when Charles and Anna decided to get married. Charles was a tall, soft-spoken civil engineer from the prominent owner family in their village. His parents adored him. His friends envied his intelligence, and the church women constantly praised his good character. Anna, on the other hand, was the pride of her village. She was beautiful, graceful, and a talented caterer whose cakes were the highlight of every wedding around town. Their paths crossed at a wedding where Anna was the caterer and Charles the best man. It took only one dance for sparks to fly. After 6 months of constant calls, love letters, and secret dates, Charles proposed under a mango tree near Anna's family house. Everyone rejoiced. The families came together for the wine-carrying ceremony date. The town buzzed with excitement. Anna's mother, Mama Anna, began gathering wrappers and beads for her daughter's big day. Charles's parents, Chief and Lady Owner, announced that the event must be grand. In the village, whispers floated through the air as the women discussed Anna's luck. "Charles is a good man," they said. "She will live in a big house and drive a car." But not all voices were filled with joy. Deep in the shadows of the village, Nina, Anna's childhood friend, burned with silent rage. Years ago, she and Charles had shared something special, a secret romance that ended badly. Charles moved on. Nina never did. On the surface, she congratulated Anna. She helped her select lace materials, even accompanied her to the market for jewelry. But behind her bright smile, her heart seethed with bitterness. Late at night, Nina whispered to herself, "If I can't have him, no one will." As the traditional marriage day approached, the village prepared for dancing, feasting, and joyful noise. Anna dreamed of becoming Mrs. Owner. Charles dreamed of finally bringing his bride home. As the sun rose over the village, it hummed with excitement. Drummers practiced under the udala tree. Women pounded yam and tied colorful wrappers. Anna's compound bustled like a beehive. Her aunties, cousins, and friends gathered, helping her prepare for the traditional marriage ceremony that would take place in 2 days. Inside the family parlor, Anna sat surrounded by bolts of George fabric and shining beads. Her mother, Mama Anna, fussed over every detail. "Anna, you must look like a queen," Mama Anna said, inspecting a coral necklace. "Chief Owner and his people must see that we trained you well." Anna smiled shyly. "Yes, Mama." Meanwhile, Nina was there too, pretending to be helpful. She held up a wrapper. "This one is fine, Anna. It will bring out your complexion." Anna nodded. "Thank you, Nina. You've been such a good friend." Nina forced a smile, but inside, her stomach twisted. Each mention of Charles's name made her feel like something sharp was scraping her heart. Later that afternoon, Charles arrived in the village with his parents for final marriage talks. Anna's compound overflowed with people coming to greet them. Charles and Anna stole glances at each other, exchanging shy smiles. Charles slipped a small envelope into Anna's hand when no one was looking. "I can't wait for you to be my wife," he whispered. Anna blushed, clutching the envelope. Inside was a note. "I'll love you forever. Yours, Charles." But as Anna read the note in her room, Nina was outside, glaring at her through the window. That night, Nina visited a small compound at the edge of the village. The air was heavy with the smell of burning herbs. A hunched old woman, Mama, sat before a wooden table covered with cowries and red cloth. "I want you to stop Anna's marriage," Nina said, her voice trembling. "I want Charles back." Mama's eyes glittered. "Once I start, there's no going back." "I don't care," Nina hissed. "Let everything scatter." Mama nodded slowly, dipping her fingers into a calabash. "Then the marriage shall be a day of tears." As the village slept under the stars, a storm was gathering, one that would change Anna's life forever. 2 days remained before the big ceremony, and the village pulsed with excitement. Drummers rehearsed rhythms that echoed through the dusty streets. Traders arrived with crates of soft drinks, crates of beer, and baskets of cola nuts. Everyone was eager for the celebration of Anna and Charles's union. Inside Anna's home, family members polished brass pots and ironed lace wrappers. Anna sat before a mirror as her cousin Lana threaded coral beads into a stunning headpiece. "Ah, Anna," Lana teased, "after this marriage, you'll become Madam Engineer's wife. Just wait. The city girls will fear you." Anna giggled. "Amen, my sister." But outside, in the shadows, Nina watched the laughter through a narrow crack in the compound wall. She felt like a stone pressed against her chest. Charles should have been hers. That evening, Nina sneaked out again and returned to Mama's hut. The old woman sat waiting, her white hair tied under a black scarf, eyes sharp like burning coals. "Have you brought what I asked for?" Mama demanded. Nina handed her a small calabash filled with Anna's hair, which she had secretly collected from Anna's comb. Mama placed the calabash before her. "This is powerful. With this, I will tie her womb and twist her fate. On the day of the marriage, her shame will be complete." Nina swallowed hard. "Just make sure Charles leaves her." Mama started chanting words older than the village itself. She sprinkled white chalk over the calabash, her voice growing louder. Flames flickered around them, though no fire burned. "On the day of joy, let sorrow come. Let love turn to hatred. Let her name become a curse." Nina shivered as the wind blew through the tiny hut. Meanwhile, Charles's family gathered with Anna's people that same night. They finalized the bride price list, laughter and praise filling the air. Charles beamed at Anna across the room, thinking he had found his forever. But hidden forces were already working against them. And as the stars blinked above the village, Nina whispered into the darkness, "Let this marriage never happen." The sun rose bright and golden over the village as they prepared for Anna's traditional marriage, now just 1 day away. Women scrubbed large cooking pots, while men constructed a canopy with bamboo poles and colorful clothes. Chickens squawked in the yard, unaware some would soon become pepper soup. Inside Anna's compound, the atmosphere buzzed with laughter and music. Aunties from far-off towns arrived with gifts, wrappers, plates, and bottles of palm oil. Anna's friends gathered around her, teasing and singing wedding songs. Anna, fine girl, going to her husband's house. Anna blushed, covering her face with her hands. She felt like the luckiest woman in the world. Everything was perfect, or so it seemed. Meanwhile, Nina kept up her act. She arrived early, carrying a basket of plantains and a wide smile. "Anna, let me help you sort your gifts," she offered sweetly. "Thank you, Nina," Anna said, hugging her friend. "You've been like a sister." But as they arranged the gifts in a room, Nina slipped a small leather pouch into the folds of Anna's wrapper. The pouch smelled faintly of burnt herbs. "Let tomorrow be the end of your happiness," Nina murmured under her breath. At the same time, in Mama's hut, the old woman continued her rituals. She tied pieces of red cloth around carved wooden figures, chanting Anna's name. The clay lamp flickered violently, as if blown by an unseen wind. "By dawn tomorrow, shame shall follow her," Mama intoned. "The day of joy shall become a day of sorrow." As evening fell, Charles arrived to greet Anna. He pulled her aside under the mango tree where he'd proposed. "Anna, you know I love you," he said, holding her hands. "Nothing will stop this marriage." She smiled, though her heart fluttered strangely. For a brief moment, a chill washed over her skin, and she felt as if unseen eyes were watching. "I love you too," she whispered. Elsewhere in the village, thunder rumbled in a cloudless sky. Chickens scattered, and a strong wind swept through the compound, blowing wrappers off the clothesline. Nina, watching from a distance, smiled darkly. The storm was almost here. At dawn, the village awoke to the beat of talking drums. The air smelled of fried meat, palm oil, and fresh rain. Anna's compound was alive with color. As women tied shimmering wrappers, beads clinked against necks, and men arrived in flowing agbadas. Charles's family came in a convoy of vehicles, bearing crates of drinks, expensive fabrics, and gifts as tradition demanded. Chiefs and elders sat on carved stools under the canopy, fanning themselves as the sun climbed higher. Anna emerged from her room, dressed in a red George wrapper, coral beads circling her neck, and a matching headpiece glittering in the sunlight. Her skin glowed, and her smile was like a sunrise. "Ah, Anna, you look like a queen," shouted one of the women, clapping in delight. Drummers played faster. Songs rose in the air. "Anna, wife of Charles, bring blessings to your husband's house." As the ceremony began, the families exchanged kola nuts and poured libations, praying for peace and fruitfulness. Anna danced into the center of the compound, searching the crowd until she found Charles. She carried a calabash of palm wine, as custom required, to present it to her future husband. Charles smiled as she approached, pride shining in his eyes. But just as Anna lifted the calabash, her vision blurred. The world tilted. Her hands trembled violently. The calabash slipped from her fingers and shattered on the ground. Palm wine splashed across Charles's pristine white outfit. Gasps rippled through the gathering. "Anna!" Mama Anna screamed, rushing forward. Anna clutched her stomach. Pain shot through her like fire. She staggered backward, then fell to her knees, sobbing. Whispers rose around her. "Is it an attack? Did someone do this?" Charles knelt beside her. "Anna, what's wrong?" But Anna couldn't answer. Her head pounded. In the crowd, Nina stood silently, eyes fixed on Anna, lips curled into a faint smile. Then, to everyone's horror, blood began to trickle down Anna's legs, staining her wrapper. Women screamed. Elderly men crossed themselves. Charles tried to lift Anna, panic written all over his face. "What is this evil?" someone cried. Far across the compound, Mama's voice carried on the wind. "The marriage shall be a day of tears." The joyous music faded into stunned silence. The traditional marriage had just turned into a nightmare. Screams echoed across Anna's compound as women rushed forward, lifting wrappers to shield her from the eyes of the crowd. Blood still trickled down her legs. Anna sobbed, her face contorted in pain and humiliation. Mama Anna fell to her knees beside her daughter. "Anna, what is this? Who has done this to you?" Charles tried to carry Anna, but the elders stepped in. Chief Owner raised his staff, his voice booming. "Everybody calm down. This is not ordinary. Someone wants to destroy this marriage." People murmured and shook their heads. Women wailed, Children stared with wide, frightened eyes. Mama Anna pointed accusingly. This cannot happen unless there is wickedness. Somebody among us is an enemy. Nina slipped further back into the crowd, feigning tears. Oh, Anna, so young, so beautiful, who could wish her harm? Chief Owner addressed the elders. This is a shameful thing. We cannot continue this marriage until we know the truth. Anna, pale and trembling, managed to whisper, I feel as if knives are cutting me inside. Mama Anna clutched her head, crying, My daughter, my only pride, who wants to finish me? As Charles held Anna, he noticed something sticking out from her wrapper. Carefully, he pulled it free, a small leather pouch tied with black string, emitting a pungent smell. What is this? Charles demanded. Gasps rippled through the crowd. That's juju, an old woman shouted. That's the work of a witch. The elders gathered closer, one bent to examine the pouch. This is not ordinary. Whoever put this on her wants to destroy her life. Charles turned to Anna. Who gave you this? Anna blinked weakly. I don't know. From the back, Nina screamed, Search everyone. Check all her friends. Eyes swung toward her, suspicious. Mama Anna narrowed her gaze. Why are you shouting more than the family of the bride? Nina bit her lip, suddenly afraid. The elders declared, This matter cannot be settled today. We must consult the gods. Chief Owner added, This marriage is suspended until we find out who brought this evil. As Anna was carried inside, the drums fell silent. Guests began to leave, shaking their heads. The feast remained untouched. The marriage that was to be the talk of the town had become a story of disgrace. And somewhere in the shadows, Mama whispered to the wind, The work is done. The next morning, Anna's home was silent. The canopy had been taken down. Leftover food sat in pots, untouched. Guests had returned to their houses and villages, whispering tales of curses, disgrace, and blood. The village was, once buzzing with excitement, now pulsed with tension. Inside, Anna lay weak on a mat, her face pale and eyes hollow. Mama Anna sat by her side, fanning her gently, tears streaking down her cheeks. Who did this to my daughter? She muttered repeatedly. Who? Charles refused to leave Anna's side. He hadn't eaten. He hadn't slept. We must find the truth, he said, voice low but firm. We must go to the shrine. Later that afternoon, the village elders, Anna's family, Charles's family, and close friends were summoned to the shrine of the ancient deity, Tailor, known to expose lies and cleanse evil. The shrine was located at the village square. Red clothes hung from wooden poles, and the air was heavy with the scent of burnt incense and sacrifice. The chief priest, a tall man with cowries around his neck and white chalk on his face, welcomed them. Someone among you has buried evil in her friend's path, he said. The gods will reveal her. He placed a bowl of water in the center and dropped 3 white stones inside. Each of you will touch this water. The guilty hand shall burn. One by one, everyone stepped forward. Mama Anna, Chief Owner, Charles, Anna's cousins, friends. Then came Nina. She hesitated. Touch it, the priest commanded. With trembling fingers, Nina dipped her hand into the bowl. She screamed. Smoke rose from her palm. A blister formed instantly. People gasped. Some stepped back in fear. Smoke rose from her palm. A blister formed instantly. People gasped. Some stepped back in fear. "It's her," the priest declared. "She is the one who cursed Anna." No, I didn't mean," Nina cried, falling to her knees. Mama Anna rushed forward, her voice thunderous. I trusted you with my daughter's life. Why?" Nina sobbed. "He was mine. Charles loved me before he ever saw her. I begged him. He chose her. I just wanted to stop the marriage, not kill her." The priest raised his staff. "You have brought shame upon your blood and pain upon an innocent soul. For this you shall be cleansed before the gods." Nina was dragged away for purification rites. Her wails echoed through the village. The news spread like wildfire in the village. The evil had been revealed, but the damage was already done. By the time they returned from the shrine, the sun was dipping low, painting the sky in orange and purple. News had already reached every corner that Nina was the architect of Anna's misfortune. People gathered in small groups, whispering, shaking their heads. "A friend can be deadlier than an enemy," the elders said. Inside Anna's compound, Mama Anna paced back and forth. Charles sat close to Anna, gently stroking her hand. Anna's eyes were open but distant, as though her spirit had wandered far away. Mama Anna burst out, "Ha! Nina, you have killed me. I fed you in this house, clothed you, and treated you like my own daughter. And this is how you repay me?" Anna blinked slowly. "Mama, I can't believe it's Nina. She was my sister." Charles clenched his jaw. "That girl deserves prison." But the elders advised against involving the police. "Let the gods punish her," Chief Owner said. "Earthly punishment cannot match the gods' anger." Meanwhile, Nina remained in the shrine, undergoing cleansing rituals. Her wails echoed into the village at night. Some Vilbom lagers said she vomited pins and black feathers. Others claimed her voice changed to a man's voice, confessing all her evil deeds. Meanwhile, Nina remained in the shrine, undergoing cleansing rituals. Her wails echoed into the village at night. Some villagers said she vomited pins and black feathers. Others claimed her voice changed to a man's voice, confessing all her evil deeds. Whether rumor or truth, people were terrified. As days passed, Anna slowly regained strength, though her face carried the sadness of betrayal. Her monthly flow remained absent. Mama Anna and Charles took her to a herbalist in a neighboring village. The herbalist examined Anna and sighed deeply. "There is a knot tied around her womb. It is strong juju. It will take time to untie." Anna's eyes filled with tears. "Does that mean I can never have children?" The herbalist raised a hand. "There is hope, but it will be a battle." Charles pulled Anna into his arms. "We will fight it together." Yet beneath his brave words, worry clouded his eyes. His family began murmuring. Chief Owner called Charles aside, whispering, "Son, think carefully. Marriage without children is a heavy burden." Charles snapped, "I love her. We will marry." But doubt hung like smoke over the Owner family. Meanwhile, villagers who once praised Anna now kept silent. Some even crossed the street when they saw her coming. A woman hissed under her breath, "Who knows if she too has secrets?" Anna felt like a stranger in her own home. The marriage was postponed indefinitely. The drums and laughter were gone, replaced by whispers and suspicion. The storm was over, but the ruin it left behind would take longer to clear. Weeks passed, and though Anna regained her physical strength, her spirit seemed dimmer. Her once bright laughter faded into silence. In the village, people's stares followed her wherever she went. Some pitied her, Others gossiped. Mama Anna fought to keep hope alive. Every morning she mixed herbs, praying over them before giving them to Anna. "Drink, my daughter," she urged. "Your womb will open." But Anna drank quietly, her eyes blank, as if the world had lost its color. Meanwhile, trouble brewed in Charles's family. Chief Owner summoned a family meeting one evening. The Owner compound filled with relatives, some sitting on plastic chairs, others on woven mats. Chief Owner cleared his throat. "We have loved Anna like a daughter, but we must face the truth. If she cannot bear children, how will Charles continue our family name?" Charles's uncle, Pa Benedict, nodded. "Children are the strength of a man's house. Charles, think wisely." Charles jumped up. "So you want me to leave Anna because of what that witch Nina did? What if she recovers?" Lady Owner spoke gently. "We're not saying you leave her now, but postpone the marriage until she's healed." "I'm not postponing anything," Charles shouted. "I love her, so I will not abandon her now." Chief Owner slammed his walking stick on the floor. "Love cannot bring children, Charles. A man must think of his lineage." The argument grew heated. Voices rose. Some supported Charles, others urged caution. Finally, Chief Owner declared, "We will give her 3 months. If her womb opens, the marriage will continue. If not, we must find another way." Charles stormed out, slamming the gate behind him. Back in the village, Anna sat under the mango tree, tears sliding down her cheeks. Charles arrived, still furious. He knelt before her, holding her hands. "Listen to me, Anna. I don't care what anyone says. I love you. I'm not marrying anyone else." "But Charles, your family are your future." "You are my future," he insisted. Anna lowered her head. "What if I can never give you children?" Charles pressed her hands to his chest. "Then we will build our own kind of family. You are not less of a woman because of this." Anna wanted to believe him, but deep inside, a shadow of fear crept in. Meanwhile, Nina, now released from the shrine but banished from the village, was seen boarding a bus to the city, her face drawn and empty. She left behind whispers of curses and disgrace. But though Nina was gone, her poison still lingered. 3 months rolled by, heavy with uncertainty. Anna's health improved, but her monthly flow never returned. Every herbal mixture, every prayer session seemed to fall flat. Whispers around the village grew crueler, and some neighbors began avoiding the family altogether. One bright morning, Mama Anna knelt before the family shrine, weeping. "God of our ancestors, have mercy. Do not let my daughter's life end in shame." Meanwhile, Charles stood his ground. Each evening he visited Anna, bringing gifts: a new wrapper, a bag of rice, sometimes flowers he picked by the roadside. "My mind is made up," he said one evening. "We'll marry no matter what." But the Owner family remained divided. On the day of the final family meeting, the elders gathered at Chief Owner's compound. Tension hung in the air. Charles's father cleared his throat. "We have waited. Anna's womb remains closed. Son, we advise you, take another wife." Charles slammed his fist on the table. "No, I choose Anna. Let me marry her." Chief Owner's eyes softened, lines of worry creasing his face. "Charles, are you ready for the burden? People will talk. You may never hear the end of it." "I don't care. I love her." The elders murmured among themselves. Finally, Chief Owner sighed. "Then so be it. If your heart has chosen, we won't fight you." News spread quickly across the village. Some villagers shook their heads. Others praised Charles's loyalty. Mama Anna fell to her knees in gratitude, hugging Charles tightly. The following Saturday, a small but beautiful traditional marriage took place in Anna's compound. The crowd was smaller, the music softer, but the love was real. Anna wore a beautiful wrapper, eyes glistening, as she danced toward Charles with the calabash of palm wine. This time, she did not drop it. Charles accepted the drink and pulled her into a tight embrace. The guests cheered, some wiping tears. As the sun set, Charles whispered in Anna's ear, "Child or no child, you're mine. Our story is not over." Anna smiled, hope lighting her eyes. Maybe one day, the gods will smile on us. Months later, Anna became pregnant. Charles's happiness knew no bounds. Their families celebrate and praise Charles for his patience. Charles and Anna had chosen love over shame. And though the marriage had begun in doom, it became a story of resilience, a reminder that true love can withstand even the deepest curses. The moral lesson from the story: true love stands firm even in times of trial and disgrace. Envy and jealousy can destroy lives, but forgiveness and resilience can rebuild hope. Never let others dictate your happiness, and remember that a person's worth is more than their ability to bear children. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, comment what you learned from the story, like the video, and also share to support our channel. See you in our next story.